Hello guys, the biweekly contest 161 has ended, and the second problem that was asked in this biweekly contest was count islands with total value divisible by k. So in this we are given a 2D int array grid. 2D int array is same as m cross n matrix and positive integer k. This positive integer k is also given to us, and then it is defining an island is a group of positive integers representing land that are 4 directionally connected. 4 directionally connected is horizontally and vertically. No other, no other connection. The total value of an island is the sum of the values of all the cells in the island. The total value of an island is the sum of the values of all cells in the island. Return the number of islands with the total value divisible by k. Okay. Now to solve this problem, first of all, what we will do, that we will declare one private long sum is equal to 0l. We'll declare this class variable, okay, instance variable. It's an instance variable, and then inside this we will declare one count, and this will be initially 0, okay, and int. So let's say m is the number of rows, grid.length, n is the number of columns, okay. For int I is equal to 0, I less than m, like this. For int j is equal to 0, j less than n, plus j, like this. Now we are traversing this. What we can do, that we can put a check if grid of I j is not equal to 0, okay, then what we will do, that we will make this dot sum is equal to 0l. Okay, so let's not initialize it here, we can just declare it, okay, and then we will call this method dfs. In this we'll be passing this grid, the components of this thing, grid, those things, and then if this dot sum percent k is equal to 0, we'll increment the count, okay, and then we'll return the count here. Now the thing is that we need to create this dfs method. So dfs is going to take the grid and it need not return anything, okay. So grid already we know is a 2-dimensional array, okay, int row, int col, okay, and then what we will do, we will in this dot sum we will do grid of row col, and after we have taken it, we can change it back to 0, so that we don't come back again to the same cell. And now we need to move 4-directional way. So how can we do that? So if row minus 1 is greater than equal to 0 and grid of row minus 1 col is not equal to 0, then in that case what we will do, in that case we will again call dfs and pass the grid as it is, and then pass the call, okay. Okay, So this is one way. And then if row plus 1 is less than grid dot length, okay, row plus 1 is less than grid dot length and grid of row plus 1 call is not equal to 0, then again we can traverse to this given cell using the in the 4 diagonal way. And now the same thing we will apply for call minus 1. This also should be greater than equal to 0 and grid row call minus 1 should not be equal to 0, because whenever we are marking something as whenever something is 0 we did not go there, because that value is not a land cell. Land cell is only those cells which are having positive integer. Okay, and then we can call this grid row call minus 1 if call plus 1 is greater than equal to 0 and grid row dot length oh no, call plus 1 should be less than grid dot row dot length and grid row call plus 1 is not equal to 0. Then in that case DFS grid row call plus 1, we can traverse it like this. Okay, so this is the way we are doing it. Let me just run this solution and see how it performs. So I hope this is clear to one and all. So what we are doing here, let me just go through the solution once more. First of all, we are declaring this instance variable. This instance variable sum is going to hold the running sum of the cells, okay, of the islands. Okay, and then this count is 0 and grid dot length. So this is, we are declaring the row and the number of columns. So row is m and number of columns is n, and then we are going through this rows and columns, and whenever the grid ij value is not equal to 0, it means that is a land cell, and for that land cell we are triggering the DFS, and this DFS is not returning void, but internally it is creating a side effect. This side effect is that it is updating the value of sum with the value in the grid row cell, and then we are, once we have traversed that cell, we don't want to traverse the cell again. For that reason we are making it 0, and then selectively based on the conditions we are doing this for the traversal for all the 4 diagonally connected cells. So if we run this, so it is getting accepted. Let me just submit this. Perfect. So this is also getting accepted. With this, I'm thanking you. Thanks a lot. Happy coding. Best wishes.